Folks, good evening. Yankees got swept by the Mets. That sucks, right? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I totally get people are frustrated. I'm frustrated too. I'm sure the Yankees are frustrated too. But I'll say this: thankfully, they have built enough cushion so they could weather a storm like this and still be 22 games over 500. So that's where they are. This is a shitstorm. There's no denying that. Okay, and fans have right to be frustrated, and and they are clearly frustrated. So I understand people saying big changes are needed, and people are worried about the team. I get it, totally get it. So, and there's no discounting the people that feel this way. You know, but I'll say this too. People want them to be aggressive and so on. I don't know if you've noticed. I mean, I follow the rest of baseball pretty closely. But the teams that we maybe thought the Yankees could make deals with at the trade deadline, a lot of teams that we thought were going to be sellers are now looking like buyers because they're either playing much better or the other teams in the division are playing awfully, terribly. And it's putting them in a position to be in contention, even at 500 or a little bit under 500. So that changes the entire game plan, entire calculus for the Yankees. It gives them less teams to deal with. I still think there's some obvious teams like the White Sox, the Angels, the Marlins that they could deal with, but just something to keep in mind. I'm going to be following this every day. Okay, and I'll say this to you: Happy birthday, Derek Jeter! Happy birthday, happy 50. And this is the thing too. In my 40 plus years on Earth so far, I've only lived through maybe 3 or 4 losing seasons for the Yankees. So not that bad. Not that bad. Brandon, it's too early to say JD Davis isn't the answer. He didn't play for 10 games, 10 days before he got here. We have to be patient. Okay. But Texas Buckeye, you're absolutely right. 30 freaking home runs for Aaron Judge. 30 freaking home. I think he's almost at 78 ribbies or 79 ribbies too. Man. And Soto's still doing his thing. Volpe's still doing his thing. So, like, 1 through 3, we're okay. And Verdugo got 2 hits today, so it's nice to see him starting to maybe wake up a little bit. We need him to wake up too. But the rest of the lineup needs work. Yankees War Room's in the house. There he is. Good to see him, man. Yeah, it is a tough stretch. It's definitely a tough stretch. And again, like, I'll say it again, thankfully, and I would hope that other people are grateful too, that they built up enough padding, enough cushion so that they can still go through this storm and still be 22 games over 500. That's where they're at tonight. 22 games over 500. 52-30. Okay? That is the only team in baseball that has a better record than them right now is the Phillies. The only team in baseball. Okay? So, and I'm not saying, we shouldn't be frustrated about this slump. We have every right to be. They're slumping. They are slumping. But did we think this team was not going to have this slump? The Orioles just went through it too. They lost 5 in a row. They broke their 5-game losing streak tonight. They beat the Guardians 4-2. But thankfully, the Orioles stinking the same time the Yankees stunk. Gave the Yankees breaks for almost a week straight. And the Yankees didn't capitalize on it, but that's frustrating. Constantly, yeah, there he is. Jack, what's good, everybody? So, I don't know. I don't know. What what everybody's feeling. Like, obviously, some people are worried, some people are frustrated. I get it. And again, it's a long shot to get Ryan McMahon. Yeah, I mean, yes, yes. How's JD's garbage? Well, you're entitled to your opinion. So, whatever you want to say. Who cares that the Orioles won? And again, you don't have to tolerate it. Nobody's forcing us to be Yankee fans. All right? But real talk isn't only trashing the team; it's also standing by them. In my perspective. So you know, people are entitled to agree with that or disagree with that. But I stand by them no matter what. Okay, like yowie wowie. 22 games over 500, and you're already giving up on the team. Go root for the Mets, dude. Nobody's forcing you to root for the Yankees. Nobody. They do need help at the bottom five of the lineup. They need help, right? If I were them, again, I would move. I would play Wells more. I would play Trevino less, or I would try to move on from Trevino. I would try to trade Gleyber Torres. There's certain things that I would do. I would try to. I don't know if he'll be able to trade DJ, but I would bench him more often and just stick to the utility role for him. Right? He's an older player. He's not having the same issues that Torres, who's 9 years younger than him, is having. So, but they need to do some, they need to make some changes. So, and again, they don't need to make blockbuster trades. And who knows what the heck they're going to do? Who knows? So, people are saying if this 22 games over 500, people are pissed off. It's like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't mean he sucks, Rob. But people can say he sucks. Go right ahead. Doesn't matter. We are still in first place. Yes. Yes. Mm-mm. Buckeye, we have to give him time. He's been here for 2 days, and he didn't play for 10 days before that. Okay, we got to give him a couple days. Got to be patient. There's nothing wrong with being patient. And I asked the same thing. Why isn't Wells playing? He should be playing more than Trevino. Bottom line. And I would not be batting Ben Rice eighth. I would have him up, and I would move DJ down if DJ's going to be seen in the lineup. But the fact is, we cannot have DJ and Torres in the lineup at the same time. Can't. Okay. No, so they care more about players' feelings than winning. So explain the logic in bringing in Juan Soto. Can you explain that, Ness? Have you ever been through a losing season with the Yankees? I have a couple of them. They suck. Being 22 over 500 doesn't suck. Maybe we just have a different perspective here. See, though, just hang on, brother. This is we're gonna have to as fans, and we're gonna have to. You're not obligated to, but like we're gonna ride the storm with them. They're going through a shitstorm right now. They are. They've got to make changes. And who knows? It's not that easy to make changes. Like I said, this is obvious too, that the teams that we thought were going to be sellers are now looking like buyers. So that means there's less teams for the Yankees to make deals with. That's for the deadline. So it's going to limit the amount of teams that they can do business with, unless they drastically overpay. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, guys, like Jason Dominguez could have probably replaced Giancarlo Stanton. He's injured. John Birdie could have probably replaced Gleyber Torres. He's injured. So the guys that we had here to replace the guys that either were hurt or not producing are also hurt. That is not Boone's fault. That's not Cashman's fault. Okay? John Birdie strained his calf going out of the batter's box. What does Boone or Cashman have to do with that? Nothing. Okay, Giancarlo Stanton transformed his body, still got hurt, so they didn't DFA Ezekiel Duran. They optioned him to AAA. They optioned him to AAA. And I would watch out for Luis Rengifo now as an option for the Texas Rangers. So 52 and 30. On what planet does that suck, Mello? Just asking, just curious. And why do we have Davis batting fourth? Well, again, you have guys that are hurt, not playing. So it's one reason he's batting fourth. Yeah, well, you're right about that, Rob. We need more guys to step up aside from Judge and Soto. We need Verdugo to hit more often now. There's no doubt about it. Oh, I don't disagree, James. They didn't. Yeah, they need to get some new blood in here, and I'm guessing that he's on the phone, on a regular basis. But what are they just going to desperately overpay when they're in first place, 22 games over 500? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? What are you going to do? Make a stand? Yeah. What are you going to do? Nobody's forcing you to do anything now. So what do you mean make a stand? Like, what kind of protests are you going to make? We're not being forced to do anything. Boone gets 100% blame for the team playing like, oh, really? 6.5 years of the same garbage. Winning records every year. Playoffs every year but one. That's garbage. And this is the only time that he's had a strong roster this year. And look at them now. 22, they're in first place. He's had the weakest rosters. Joe Girardi wouldn't have taken this team to the World Series in all those other years that Boone was there. Neither would have Joe Torre. So what are we talking about? Why is Boone the go-to blame problem for everybody? He doesn't have respect or command of his team. His teammates are backing him up. Team's backing him up on a regular basis. And what excuses is he making? It's called standing up for your players. Where do you think he's going to publicly trash his players? He's not going to do that. That's one reason Joe Girardi was fired as the manager, not brought back, because he publicly berated his players. Do we forget that? He might get promoted. That's a good question. More, I don't know. He might get. That's a question. Let's go. I'm not giving up either. Other people can, but I'm not. Go ahead, Yowie Wowie. Go root for the White Sox. Explain, James, why Boone's the problem. Tim King of Jordan's team sucks. 52 and 30. How does that suck? There's only one team in baseball with a better record, the Phillies. How does that? So every other team sucks too? Dodgers suck? I need you guys to explain for me, please, and educate me. This is why I'm asking you why they suck. They're not allowed to go. They're not allowed to go into. They're not allowed to slump at all. They're not allowed to get hurt. Yeah, I'm with you there, Mello. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right with you on that one, dude. Yeah, baby. He might get the fade unless he starts hitting. I don't know. We don't know. But these are incremental moves. I'm pretty confident that they're looking to make bigger moves because the bigger need is the infield. But players are probably not available yet, just because of the way the teams are performing. Dumpster diving, yowie wowie. Yeah, can you? So Soto's dumpster diving, Verdugo's dumpster diving. Is that what you're saying, yowie wowie? They could just get anybody they want anytime they want. Is that what you're saying? I need you to clarify this one for me too. People, I mean, it's okay for you guys and gals to vent here and say this stuff, but if you're going to make comments like that, I need you to back it up with facts. This isn't just trash Yankees channel all the time. There are other channels for that. And just because we don't do that doesn't mean we're not real fans, according to other people. We are real fans. We just don't have daily tantrums about it. Why is it unacceptable, Tim? I mean, it's part of baseball. It's part of baseball. But the Mets are good right now too. They're good. I don't disagree secondhand. I do think a change of scenery for Gleyber Torres would do him some good, and would do the Yankees some good. Wank, I think he needed to be benched a couple days. I would honestly try to move on from Torres. Give him a change of scenery. You know, shove Trevino down our throat. How are they doing that? Playing him? How is that shoving him down our throat? I'm just curious. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing how easy that 22 games is erased, Larry. Looking forward to when they're 500. Yeah, I agree. We have to win the Blue Jays series. We're going to Toronto for 4. So, and then we come back home, and then the Cincinnati Reds are come to town. Fire the front office and replace them with who, Mello? James, again, you're not Brian. All you keep saying is Boone is a problem. Back it up with some facts, please. Let's go. Bring the facts. It's all good, CeeLo. Yeah. It is what it is. And people are entitled to, to feel this way. People are entitled to feel this way. I get it. I would have no problem keeping Verdugo for years, but that has nothing to do with Boone. You said Boone's the problem. I'm still waiting for you to explain it. I think Verdugo, keeping him is a good idea to consider because Jason Dominguez can't stay healthy. Right? And we got my man NFE from Strike Zone in the house. We got we have a pissed off crowd tonight, NFE.
Rightfully so. I get it. I get it. I'm not, I don't want to say I'm pissed off, but I'm unhappy with how this team has been playing
Yeah.
as of late.
Yeah.
But shout out to everybody in the chat real quick. What's going on, everyone? Hopefully everybody's enjoying their evening despite the loss.
Yeah. What are the facts, Michael? You keep saying you gave many facts. What are the facts? You keep saying Boone is the problem. Boone is the problem. Boone is the problem. Where are the facts? You keep saying I didn't comment on them. I'm looking for them. Where are they? Just repeat them if they're facts. They should be easy for you. All right? Yeah, and this is why I say, too, exactly. You get rid of Boone and Cash. Who are you going to replace him with? Okay? You think Boone needs to use his authority to move them to hit the ball. What does that mean? I don't. Can you explain that? I don't understand that. Do you understand this, Anthony?
It's all good, but I think Boone needs to use his authority to move them to hit the ball. I mean, there's got to be some accountability on the players too.
Yeah,
as
they're
far as
paying
hitting the
millions of
ball.
dollars to hit the ball. Millions. So what? No command over players. What do you mean command? Like, are we talking about ruling with an iron fist here? Like, salute Kenneth. What are you talking about command over players? This team stands by him. They back him up. Judge publicly backed him up. So it's Cole. Like, so I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. No command over the players. They
And
are in first place.
yeah, and I've said this on many of my live streams. Look, we could have our opinions about Boone, but as long as guys like Judge and Cole are backing him up, our opinions don't matter.
Yeah, and like the problem, the lineups keeps getting thrown down our throat. How? What do you mean throwing it down our throats? It's their job to put forth the lineup. How is it thrown down our throats? I don't understand that comment. That's their job to put forth the lineup. If we don't disagree with it, that's fine. But what do you mean it's thrown down our throats? I mean, you're not. Is somebody forcing you to be a Yankee fan? Just, I'm trying to get clarity here, folks. For folks that don't know me, I will ask the hard questions. I will press you if you come with stuff like this. Doesn't mean you can't bring the comments. I welcome the comments, but it's good if you can back them up with some facts. It elevates the conversation, right? If players can't bunt and most can't, Boone must order them to practice every day, but he does it. How do we notice? How do we notice? Are you at their practice, Michael? I'm not, so I can't confirm that. Are you at their practice, NFA? So
Nope.
how can we confirm that?
Nope.
Oh, is some other channel saying this? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, again, it's okay to be frustrated what's going on and even worried on what's going on right now. But again, like, they are in first place. They're 22 over 500, despite this slump. So I'm thankful that they built up enough cushion in the beginning to withstand the shitstorm they're going through right now, and still be where they're at. That to me, I'm thankful for that. And it's funny how they're playing extremely well. The players get all the credit. They don't play well. Boone gets all the blame. How does that logic make sense? Buckeye, thank you for the super chat, my friend. You're the man. Please, yes, and make sure you sub to the strike zone too, please. Please do. But why is that logic? And it's not. I'm not saying any of you folks, but why is it when the team is playing well, the manager gets no credit? When the team's losing, the manager gets all the blame. I don't understand that one. Does anybody in here understand that one? That one's a little confusing to me.
I mean,
any insight, bro?
I'm trying to understand it. I mean, look, if Boone was as bad of a manager as people make him out to be, and I'll say this on record, I don't think he's a great manager. I think he's a good manager. He has his flaws, indeed. Girardi did as well, right? Let's be honest, Torres had his moments, but the guy passed. I mean, to put this into reference, I mean, he passed Billy Martin for all-time wins and as a Yankees manager, as far as Yankees managers go.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't win a World Series. Yeah, his playoff resume is not where it needs to be. Sure. But
he never inherited a team as good that Joe Torre did.
No.
Or Joe Girardi did.
No.
He's never had a team that good, ever.
Yeah, even in 18 when he took over, man, he didn't have like
the weakest roster, and he still had 200 or 300 seasons.
Yeah.
So, it's okay to give him a little bit of credit too. Like, you don't have to, but
yeah,
those things are facts. Their record is public. Like, and I have no problem acknowledging that. The same way that we'll acknowledge when he's not doing well. Does he make perfect moves? No, he makes mistakes just like everybody else does. We have no problem pointing that out. But we also don't have a problem, pointing out where he's good too. The players do back him up. He lets them, and even Alex Verdugo said this. Thank you. He lets me be myself, whereas Alex Cora did not. So, he supports his players. That's a good thing too. But you're saying like guys swing at first pitch after pitches, walk 2 or 3 guys ahead of the at bat. Boone doesn't give instructions to take. That's the hitting coach's job. James Rosen. So we're we're pointing off all the blame on Boone. Why? Is this your? And I'm going to ask you this, Michael. Is this your take, or is somebody other channel talking about this? I'm curious. I'm very curious. Buckeye, you're a legend, dude. I swear to God.
Wow.
King of Texas.
Awesome, Buckeye.
If anybody wants a membership to the 161, Texas Buckeye just gifted 10 memberships, man. Can't thank you enough, my friend. You are the best. You are the king of Texas. I said it last night. Anarchy and I, we're going to look. We got to get you a robe, right? And like a crown. And on the back, it would just say King of Texas. Right? We'll make it sexy for you. We'll make it. You're the man. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, Buckeye's been supporting me big time over at my channel, so I greatly appreciate it a lot, man.
Buckeye's one of the best.
Yeah, Buckeye's dope. He's awesome.
What's this here? Hold on. Hold on. Let's not attack people, Cindy. What are we talking about here?
Well, Blame Nixon, the username Blame Nixon, he said
let's see.
Boone versus 2007 Boone versus 2017 Astros, case in point. When Girardi
started managing in 2018.
Yeah, he started managing in 2018. It might have just been a mistake. He said because Sunil said what he said, and then Blame Nixon said, "Geez, sorry."
Oh my gosh. Management? Yeah, look, I'm not a fan of Randy Levine at all. So, are there things they can do well? Yeah, I watch every game too, Michael. And I'm not seeing what you're seeing. So, it's Torre supported but had respect. Boone has respect too. You might like Torre more than Boone. That doesn't mean the players don't respect Boone. They respect Boone. And it's again, who keeps saying this? Like, are there other channels that say this all the time? That, yeah, it's a good chat. Agree. Disagreement's always welcome here, Michael. You can always come on and disagree as long as you're respectful. You can disagree all night. Never gonna block you for disagreeing, ever. So keep coming. Because when you disagree, when you give a different point of view, it motivates me to try to look at things through your eyes. Okay, I might not agree, but it's at the least I can do is look at it through your eyes. All right? So keep it coming, Michael. Really, keep it coming, man. What's we got here? Oh, $300 million for a team that looks totally lost at bat in the infield. Nice Volpe looks like they have to make improvements in the infield. There's no doubt about that. Okay, Boone is responsible. At some point, Boone is responsible for the guys not producing and parading them out there. Who is he going to replace them with, Randall? The guys that would be replacing him are also hurt. Also, not Boone's fault. Like, John Birdie strained his calf out of the batter's box, not Boone's fault. Right? Giancarlo Stanton has a mild hamstring strain, not Boone's fault. So, I just want to get perspective here, Randall. Like, I guess there are ways you can hold Boone, Boone responsible. But the fact of the matter is, he has limited options in terms of who to put out for the lineup right now. He doesn't have any. He's Jemai. We don't want, I'd rather have Birdie than Jemai Jones, but we don't have Birdie right now. He's hurt. I would love to have Dominguez here, but he's hurt. Right? So this is unfortunate. And Dominguez wasn't even playing up in the major league. He was playing in AAA when he got hurt. So. And that's the thing. Like, this is where I don't want to get like lost in a cloud of misinformation. So, and again, people are entitled to feel what they want to feel and all that stuff. But I'm like, I will fight, and I say this a lot, like, I will fight for the team. I'll fight for the manager as long as they do things to justify it. And again, I look at the record. There's only one team that has a better record in baseball right now. It's the Phillies. And it's half a game up. One team in baseball, Phillies. So that to me is pretty darn good. I don't know about you guys, but that's me. That's my take. What's your take, NFE? Let's drop some knowledge bombs here, man.
Yeah, look, man. The team, they're still in first place, not by much, right? The Orioles won today. I mean, they built up a lot of cushion, so in case these injuries come up or they're in a slump, which they're in a big time. I don't want to say a big time slump, but they're in a slump right now. They're plain and simple. There's no beating around the bush with that. Listen, if this team, let's just say come August, if this team is still in pretty bad shape, right, then I'll be worried. I'll be worried. I'll be like, okay, what is going on here?
Makes more sense.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, the injury to Giancarlo Stanton, like you mentioned, the injury to John Birdie, unfortunately. I mean, some of their, like their depth pieces right now are hurt. Like, John Birdie's hurt. Their bullpen is not, 100% either. They got some guys that are hurt, right? Nick Birdie, he's hurt. I know they're going to get some reinforcements coming back, such as Scott Efros, who still has a little bit of ways to go, according to what Boone said, but he's slowly but surely making some progress. Look, I'm not panicking yet, but like I said, if July comes around, or when August comes around and this team is still if this team is still in a slump like they are now, then I'm going to be worried. But they got to find a way to bounce back. They got to, they got a 4-game set against Toronto. They're going to play in Toronto. So this is, right now, this is a good time to make something happen in this series. Yeah. They've just lost their 4th straight series. They're on a 3-game losing streak. It's not something that you want to see. Unfortunately, let's see. The Yankees. You thought, okay, they could win with either Cole and Hill, at least one of those games, but it didn't happen. I mean, unfortunately, Hill had another bad outing. I don't know if he's fatigued or if
Yoendris Gomez got lit up today too.
Yeah, Gomez got lit up today. So, there's some concern. I do have some concern with this team right now, but hopefully it gets fixed sooner rather than later. I don't expect I don't expect the Yankees to make any big moves right now. And I was talking about this on my live stream when you jumped on with me. Mm-hmm. I really expect them to make a lot of the moves that they need to make at the deadline.
That's probably what it's going to be, man. Yeah. Like I was saying earlier too, like the teams that we thought were going to be sellers look like they're going to be buyers. So
yeah,
which leaves a smaller amount of teams for the Yankees to do business with. And again, they're not going to do a drastic, desperate overpay when they're where they're at now. They don't need to. So if they get a guy like Tanner Scott, they add a guy here and there. Okay, they add incrementally. But you might be right. I mean, some teams are going to wait for the deadline because they want to create a bidding war between other teams. Like a Garrett Crochet, they're going to want multiple teams going after the guy, the White Sox.
Yeah, they're not going to give them up now. You're gonna try and sell your teams are going to try and sell their players.
Yeah.
When it comes to deadline because it's a tighter window, and they're going to see which it's going to be a bidding war. That's what it's going to boil down to.
What team is willing to overpay more?
Yeah, what team is willing to overpay more? Because
that's the way it goes to the trade deadline.
Yeah. So it seems like the White Sox, the Marlins, they're definitely gonna play their cards right. They're going to, right?
Even the Angels.
Oh, the Angels too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Angels.
Texas playing fire here. Maybe DJ needs to get her go to IL so he can bring pictures. So he can
Maybe
fake an injury.
It's a fake an injury.
Buckeye, man. Buckeyes. Man, he's not playing tonight. I love it. Yeah. Oh, Kenneth is backing him up too. Let's get DJ to fake an injury. Oh my God.
Oh boy.
We're
Well, I mean, unfortunately, DJ is not. He's not performing well right now.
No, he's not.
He's not performing well. It's unfortunate because I really was expecting him to. I don't want to say he was going to hit he was going to knock it down like he was going to kill it, but at least give me like 240 batting average, 230 batting average.
Mm-hmm.
So,
CeeLo, I think he's one of their international signings. Gomez is one of their young kids. So, I don't think we got him in a trade, if I remember correctly, CeeLo. So he's been down in the farm for a little while, and he's one of the guys that came up, a little bit. So, a gum-chewing, good-for-nothing coach. When the team wins, he does despite of him. Can you prove that, Roberto? That's kind of a serious, claim there. Can you prove that? And is that your take, or did some other channel say that? And you're bringing their talking point here. Just asking. Yeah, well, exactly. We can't be desperate when making trade. No, we can't. And that's the good thing about Cashman is very rarely makes desperate trade decisions. They paid top dollar in free agency, not in trades. At least in Cashman's history. Right? He set the market with Cole. He said it with Sabathia. He said it with Teixeira when he came here. He said it with Jeter back in the day. So, it's just the way they roll. That's what they do. Right? DJ's patting a freeway. Damn. That's true. Man. Yeah. It's true. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Buckeye, DJ hitting, 171 has more to do with him being 36 years old than it does with Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone can only deal with the 26-man roster, not the 40. Cashman and Hal's job is the 40. And to move guys on and off the 26. Boone only has 26 to work with. He's not the guy that calls up players and sends them down. That's front office. So he has to deal with play the cards that he's handed. Right? He's got Jahmai Jones now. He's got Trent Grisham. Do people want him? No, not really, but that's what he has. So, and until they change that, there's nothing really he can do. So I think that's important to remember. Well, it wasn't Boone's fault that Newark pitching him. No, it was the pitching. This is going to happen too. Pitching is going to give up 12 runs. The Dodgers pitchers give up 12 runs. Phillies, the Rangers, they all do. It happens. I mean, earlier in the season we faced Justin Verlander. I think we scored 6 runs in the first off Verlander. He's a Hall of Fame pitcher. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It sucks, but it's going to happen. And I think a lot of people are kind of starting to say this now. They hate Trevino. I don't hate him, but I just think Welsh should play more. I think the team is the offense is better when he's in it. What's your thought on it, Fane? What do you think on that?
Yeah, I know there's some folks don't really like Austin Wells, but I want to see Austin Wells play more. And I thought honestly he was going to be playing more games, especially during spring training. He was getting a lot of starts. Jose Trevino had that setback during spring training, especially because he had that hip injury, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And Austin Wells was playing, and he was actually not bad. He was playing well. Mm-hmm. The catching situation defensively it's not great because I mean Trevino has not been good defensively.
Doesn't have an
Um,
arm either.
yeah, his arm on I think that wrist I think that that surgery on his wrist is really it's affecting him.
I would agree.
Um,
Like, would they consider calling up an Augustin Ramirez to platoon with Austin Wells? Like, when the Yankees drafted Austin Wells, he was their first round pick. I think it was 2020.
yeah.
Also, the starting catcher for the University of Arizona. Okay, so maybe if we get him close to starting again, he'll play that way again too. But I think he needs to play more.
Yeah, Austin Wells needs to play more. And while we're talking about young guys and prospects, Ben Rice he needs to play as much as possible.
Yeah,
You need that guy needs to be plugged in. Let him be the everyday first baseman.
yeah.
Let him be the everyday first baseman. You all brought him up. You all brought him up, so let him play every day. And then as far as third base, I mean, man, it's like I don't want to put DJ down, but it's like he's not. It's not working right now with DJ, unfortunately.
I mean,
So I put Cabrera there.
I would put Cabrera at second in place of Torres, and I would put J.D. Davis at third base. He plays third and first.
Yeah, but tell me if I'm wrong though. But is J.D. Davis good at third though? I guess that's the question.
He plays third and first, and he's not bad. So
okay,
I think the best alignment, I think, and I know he doesn't play second, so Cabrera does. So I would play Cabrera at second, Rice at first, and J.D. Davis at third. I think that's probably the easiest way to align this, and then you can bench DJ and make him come in and be a defensive replacement, utility, and so on and so forth. Like, while J.D. Davis is here, you might as well figure out a way to use him without, hampering Ben Rice.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, as far as Gleyber Torres goes, I mean, I know he got benched today. And I read somewhere that he's probably going to get benched multiple games. And I think it needs to happen because Torres is not performing whatsoever. And I would, at that point, it's almost like, it's almost like I'd rather see a Peraza get called up or a Vivas, to play at second base. I mean,
Jeter Downs fine.
Or Jeter Downs. Yeah, that's another name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hear he's been tearing the ball off at the minors, at the minor leagues. So
yeah, and Sunil, I mean, I hope that they're looking to try to trade Gleyber Torres. I honestly think I like the kid, but at this point I think a change of scenery would do him some good. And a change of scenery would do the Yankees some good. So I think it's time to just move on. You just take the L, you get what you get in return. I don't think there's enough time for him to play and get value back in a trade at the deadline, or to play well enough to get a qualifying offer. So at this point, you just got to take the L and move on. Unless that's just my opinion, and you get what you get, whatever that is.
You're not. I mean, if you try to trade Torres, I mean, you're not going to get anything of value back, and I don't know what team would want him at this point. I'll still stick with my prediction, and hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong, but I see him finishing out the season still with the Yankees, whether he is on the bench or not. I see him finishing out his contract with the Yankees. I'm all for trading him. I'm not opposed to that, but you're not going to get anything of value. And what are you going to get back for?
If you can get international money, like you did with Billy McKinney, I'll take that. If you can get a fringe prospect, I'll take that. I would just rather fill his roster spot with a more productive bat. That's it.
If it's IFA money, cool. I'm down. You know what? Sign me up. Go for it. I would welcome that. I just don't know. I just don't think the Yankees are going to do it. But like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I hope so. I mean, I hope that they do it too. I think it's the best thing for Gleyber Torres right now, for his head too, because he knows. I think that he's with his play, he's cost himself probably $100 million, right? In his one chance to cash in, and He knows that, and he knows that the Yankees aren't going to bring him back most likely. And why would they bring him back for a qualifying offer? That's $20 million.
Yeah.
Like, no way, no way. Like I'd rather give it to, bring up Vivas on the cheap or Caleb Durbin or one of these guys, right? Jeter Downs. I'd rather just play one of these guys.
Yeah, Caleb Durbin, I think, is still hurt, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is he back?
I think he might be back, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
Not. Yeah, Buckeye. Yeah, you can join Hicks on the bleachers selling hot dogs. Dude, and Sunil, I saw your message too. Like, yeah, I've been proposing Gleyber Torres trades for like a year. But
it's funny too. I was I was agreeing with you as far as trading Gleyber Torres. I wanted that to happen. I mean, I guess you could say hindsight's 2020 when they were talking with the Marlins. Maybe they should have, I hate to say it, but maybe they should have traded Peraza during that time to get Pablo Lopez.
Obviously, spot on, man. Got hurt at the worst time. Yes, he did.
He did, yeah. Dominguez unfortunately got hurt at the worst possible time. But quick question about Dominguez: do you think that Dominguez may have been rushed back too soon and was playing too soon, or is it hard to say? Or do you think he was overworking himself maybe as a result of getting hurt?
Honestly, I think he was just going with. He was playing well and he was going with it, and he felt pain in the check swing. So anytime you have a check swing, you like stopping halfway. That's where you're going to cause an issue with your oblique. So it wasn't like a regular swing or anything. It was a check swing. So
yeah,
that could be reason why he got hurt. Like, I mean, it sounds like it is the reason why. So I don't. It's unfortunate because he just came back from Tommy John. I feel bad for the kid. He's going to miss 8 weeks now.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's just frustrating.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
100%. Like, but again, like, thank you, David Cohen. Appreciate the super chat. How about the next big trade yesterday? And they re-signed OG tonight.
They re-signed OG, yeah, man. Knicks are doing some big moves.
5 years, 212, and let's see if they picked yet in the draft. Tonight's the NBA draft. They picked 24 and 25.
Yeah. No, there was a few. They traded some of their draft picks. I'd have to read it again. And I know they drafted some dude from some French dude.
Did they really?
Yeah. I mean, you could look it up, but and then they traded some of their draft picks, and they're supposed to have like second round. They're having like several second round draft picks and whatnot. So
beat Pacome Dadiet.
Yep, that's who it is.
Yeah, by trading out of 26 and stashing Pacome Dadiet and replacing those picks by rostering 2 second-round picks on the rookie minimum, Knicks could save a total of roughly $3 million in the team salary for 24 and 25. Okay, all right. I mean, where are they going to play anyway? They just brought Mikal Bridges in. They got OG. So like, where are these guys going to play anyway? So like,
right, yeah. No, I think the Knicks getting Mikal Bridges though, man. That's
a good trade.
That was a good trade.
Yep. Yeah, this has to happen. Spencer Jones to AAA. And if Sunil wants to know if he saw his comments on Guerrero Jr. being objective to acquiring him.
Look, I'm not going to deny that Guerrero Jr. isn't a bad player. I mean, he's a good player. I just don't know.
He's very immature.
He's immature, and I know he put a comment earlier that said that he's like good friends with Soto, but but Soto and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. don't have the same personality. They're two totally different guys. And not to mention, he's getting paid almost $20 million this year.
Guerrero,
correct.
Yeah.
So if they Sunil's saying disagree on immature, I beg to differ. But the thing is, if the Yankees get him, that they're over the Cohen threshold. So that $19 million is going to be $40 million. Is it worth it?
Well, the good thing is they would get him for an abbreviated part of the season, so they'd probably pay whatever, 8 million. So it would still be 16 million though. So
What? 16 million. I guess it's better than paying Josh Hader. So
yeah, that would have been 40.
yeah.
40 million for Josh Hader. Like, oh my god. Yeah, the rain delay was the best for you. Javi, you're right about that. Yeah.
Hey Javi, I just got a quick question though, man. During that rain delay, were you watching My Little Pony? I gotta ask. If you were, I wouldn't blame you because it was probably more entertaining than the game.
Little pony, my little pony. Yeah. Get that theme song down, huh? Yeah, all this chemistry argument relating to Vlad is pretty shallow. I don't know if it's shallow. It's relevant. The Yankees value chemistry, and they don't want anybody. There's a reason why Trevor Bauer hasn't been signed by any team, because he would be disrupting team chemistry all across the baseball sphere. So he would bring drama, and that's that's a legitimate reason for teams to not want to bring that into
Now,
the dugouts.
listen, the other thing with Vlad Jr., I mean, I guess on the flip side, I'll try and look at it from the other side. Remember in the offseason, there was a lot of resistance on the Yankees signing Marcus Stroman. And even though he made it known that he wanted to come to the Yankees, in the beginning, I'll admit, I was like, I don't know if I want him because, he's a bit of a hothead. But when the Yankees signed him and he wanted to come to the team, come play for the team, I'm like, you know what? This guy's got my support. Let's see what happens. And he still has my support. So,
and honestly, like, they offered Yamamoto $30 million, he turned it down. So
yeah,
Stroman wanted to come here, he took half the price. I support that.
Yeah.
So, and he's been great for this team. So is Verdugo. They've been great for this team. They really have.
Yeah. And so, I mean, maybe the same could be said about Vlad Jr.
I would hope so. If he came here, I'm not going to complain. Davey,
Right.
Thanks a lot, Davey. Yeah, I can do. You went to baseball games and lost. Thanks so much, Davey. Look, if he came here and produced, I would welcome him with open arms.
Yeah.
And if he stayed out of trouble, welcome with open arms. So, but he has presented himself as a immature, like, anti-Yankee player. So,
I mean,
he's vocalized that publicly.
Yeah.
Now he's changing his tune. You wonder why.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, I mean, he's still salty about the Yankees not signing his dad, but
yeah, for those that don't know, Brian Cashman had an agreement to sign his dad, Hall of Famer Vlad Guerrero Sr., and he was overruled by George Steinbrenner, who wanted Gary Sheffield instead. And that's what happened. So I can't blame him for feeling bitter about that. I would have loved Vlad Guerrero Sr. here. Loved it. He was one of my favorite players growing up.
That guy was awesome.
Oh, God. I would have loved him here. But, yeah, he can come. Yeah, well, this is true, too. This is a great point, Buckeye. He can come here and just leave the bat flips in Toronto. Yeah. And leave those stupid leather jackets in Toronto, too. Home when you wear this ridiculous leather jacket. We're not going to do that in the Bronx. If we want Vlad, why not grab Tim Anderson on a minors deal? Is he available, Tim Anderson? Didn't he sign with the... I don't know.
I know he was with the Marlins the last time I checked, but
right?
Did the Marlins DFA him?
I don't know. I'm not sure, actually.
No, I don't want a guy that could potentially get knocked out again.
Yeah. Seriously, man.
That was like the cleanest punch I've ever seen from a baseball player. Yeah. Not to go off subject, but that was a pretty clean hook.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say, yeah, we were. Reggie wasn't a sugar donut. No, he was not.
Nope.
No, he was not. The guy had all the flavors, man. Reggie, but he performed. He backed up his craziness. Can't complain. Backed it up. and he was vocal about the shit he went through. So, you know, what are you gonna say? Like, people don't want them to be vocal about it, but he was vocal about it. So, I appreciate when he was here. No, come in and some schmuck says grab. Maybe he was playing around. It's like, I don't think they're gonna grab Tim. Where are you gonna play Tim Anderson here? We're gonna get Volpe at shortstop. So, oh
Oh
my
god.
god, Brian, you guys are crazy tonight. You really guys are crazy tonight. Anderson goes down. This team raises my blood pressure. I think it raises a lot of people's blood pressure. It's got to just drink water during the game, And I mean, I'll do push-ups in between innings just to keep me relaxed. By the time the game's over, I have like 200 push-ups. So, like,
Yeah, I know. It's good. It's a good thing some of us have some healthy outlets.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Chuck Knobloch, oh yeah, all right. Like Chuck Knobloch, he had an unusual problem. He was at second base and he was throwing the ball 100 feet past the first baseman. Like, I've never seen that kind of throwing problem before, but he did it. Threw it into the stands from second base. Like,
I'll still take Chuck Knobloch over Gleyber Torres.
so would I. He was a clutch hitter, like a
He
mother.
he was a clutch hitter. The guy's fielding as a second baseman. He wasn't a bad second baseman. It was just later in his career that he fell apart, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the throwing thing went to his head, and oh, there he is. Ken's in the house now. Oh boy,
What's up, Ken?
there he is. What do you know, Ken? What do you know? We owe Hicks money. Freaked out, man. Don't you? Oh God, Sonia. I don't think we have. I mean, we still have Oscar Gonzalez that's playing in AAA.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice to give him an opportunity to come up. But the problem is, for Dugo, Soto, and Judge, I mean, that's as good of an outfield as we're going to get right now. So I feel bad for Oscar Gonzalez, but I'd like for him to get an opportunity. I mean, maybe consider him DH or something because he can't hit.
Yeah.
Jacoby Ellsbury. Oh my God! Now you guys are getting silly too. Well, exactly, Brian. Look, man, you don't rage, man. This is why we keep it even keel here, man. Right? We keep, try to keep perspective and it's just they win, they lose. The silver lining is at 22 over 500. People hate that I say that, but it's true. Right?
Yeah,
they built up a significant cushion in the beginning to make it easier for them to ride the storm that they're in right now. The storm sucks, but imagine they didn't do that. They'd probably be in fourth place right now. So, and they're not, which is, to me, I'm grateful for that. And that's good managing and good playing. It really is. So, and people can hate me for saying good managing, but it's Boone did do some good things. He did some not so good things, sure, but he did some good things too. Leyritz, huh? Oh my God, you guys are crazy. We lost yesterday when the bases loaded, no outs. Yeah, this is true. That was the first inning, Buckeye. They loaded the bases with no outs, and that guy struck out the side. Struck out the side. It's crazy, but it's true. It's like, oh my God. And I had this today when we had 2 outs, and then Luis Hill still loaded the bases in the first inning too. I was like, oh man, this is not going to end well. And he got out of it, but he got hit a little bit later. But it is Mike Piazza. I don't know. But at the end of the day, gang, this is what we're dealing with right now. This is the slump that the Yankees are going through. Do they need to make some moves? Yes. Do they need to get better? Absolutely. Will they? Still remains to be seen. We'll see what they. And I'm kind of with the I have a feeling that they're likely going to wait as close to the trade deadline as possible. Do I think they should? No, but probably they will because they always do. And they're not giving us much reason to feel otherwise, think otherwise. So But I would like to be pleasantly surprised. It'd be nice if they got Garrett Crochet a month early, right? Or Ren Hefo a month early. One of these guys, Tanner Scott, a month early. Get an extra month for these guys. I'll take that. I don't know about you, Anthony. I would take that.
I'll take that right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to look up right now and see, have the Yankees made any roster moves? Sometimes they make roster moves after these games. So, not seeing anything right now. A second. Nah. Yeah, we see. People love to tell other fans how to fan for the team they root for, not us. That's just total baloney. We got you no matter ups or the downs. That is total baloney. We will be in the trenches with you always. Total baloney. That's such a lie. But they said it. Crazy. But this isn't true. Spend more time trashing the team, more time trashing, and attacking fans who don't agree with you. So I hate when they say stuff like that. That's so disingenuous, but it is what it is. But Ben Rice. I think Ben Rice is better suited at bat 4th or 5th right now. He's just more locked in, and I hope that Verdugo kind of gets into a groove again. We had 2 hits tonight, and hope he gets into a groove again too, because then we'd have a good 1 through 5, which would make me feel a little bit better about the lineup. We still need other guys, right? Yeah, damn right, Bucko. We won't think Yankees win or lose. Yeah. And again, this is why I don't buy the whole we tell people how. You don't tell people how to fan. You tell the team how to own. Okay. And you don't want to be told how to fan. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, brother. But what's you got any lasting any what do you call late night insights? But we can wrap this up with anything. What's your final take on this?
I mean, yeah, win or lose, you roll with the team. I mean, that's the way I am. But there's no denying the truth that this team they got to turn it around. They have to. You got to turn it around. I mean, this is the 4th straight series that they lost. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They are, going to Toronto now to play against the Blue Jays in a 4-game series in Toronto. So, this team could turn it around. They could turn around. I think they're just kind of riding out with what they have. But my only thing, my big criticism is one of my big criticisms. I got a few. They got to do better with the lineup. I get that there are some players that are hurt, so they have to shuffle the lineup around. But, today's lineup, for example, it should have been, Ben Rice should have batted higher. But at the same time, I understand why they put Ben Rice at the bottom of the lineup, because they needed some production in the bottom of the lineup.
Uh-huh.
So that I get. And then the freaking double plays. Can we stop with the double plays?
They're in the 80s now. They have the most in major leagues. That's a lot of double plays.
Yeah. It's pretty bad, man. So it's can we stop with the double plays?
So true.
Because the double plays are rally killers, and I would say that's the big thing. I think the pitching, the pitching has been bad lately, but I feel like the bats are worse as of recent.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Quite a few of the bats have gone cold. We've had a stretch where a lot of the guys were hot, and now we're having a stretch where a lot of them are cold.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but that's the nature of the beast. sometimes with these teams. And did I wish it was that way? Yeah, I wish it was not that way. But what are we gonna do?
Yeah, there's been a lot of double plays, and it's just those double plays are they're just frustrating to watch, man. I'd rather you just pop out to the outfield or just ground out.
Yeah,
It's just the double plays, man. It's too much.
yeah. Especially if there's a guy on third. I mean, if you could put the ball in the air, give him a chance to tag up, would be nice. Yeah, we got Jose Berrios on the mound tomorrow. Ken saying, okay,
Barrios. So then,
he's a righty. Let's see Jose Berrios' stats here. If I remember correctly, he was having a pretty decent year. Jose Berrios. Stats. 6-6 with his 3.43 ERA. Not bad. Not bad. Not that bad.
okay.
So
who's pitching for the Yankees tomorrow then, or is it?
is it Rodon?
I think it's Rodon. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's Carlos Rodon.
Let's see if that's up yet. We'll see. Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday we've got. Yes, Rodon versus Berrios.
Okay.
Yep, and then Friday.
Should be Stroman.
Yep, Stroman versus Yusei Kikuchi.
Oh, that's a lefty pitcher right there.
Yeah, he shut us down on opening day.
Yes, he did.
And then we got Nestor Cortez versus Chris Bassett on Friday, and then Saturday. And Sunday, Garrett Cole versus Kevin Gausman. Oh, okay. All right. Firepower is on Sunday. All right. Well, that's the four series right there. 4-game series. Now, Christian Walker, we talked about him. I mean, the problem with Christian Walker is with the Diamondbacks. The problem is, at least in my opinion now, and I had a trade pose with him the other day, is that the Diamondbacks, they're putting themselves back into contention again. I don't know if they're going to sell off now. They might want to add to what they have. So it might be harder for the Yankees to get a guy like that, but he's a free agent at the end of the season too, so he wouldn't cost a lot, but his bat's live right now. It's really good. His DH, maybe, since, we're going to turf, so I would imagine he'll get at least one DH day, Judge. So we'll see. We'll see, but I don't know, gang, but that's what we got for you. I mean, we appreciate you riding the storm to us, and keep bringing, even vent your frustrations. It's okay. Okay, it really is okay. It's a welcome here as always. So, and again, like I said, I don't know about you guys, but I don't tell you how to fan. But if we make claims, at the very least, I expect that. Let's back them up with facts. Okay, let's at the very least be, on point with what we're talking about here. That way we can continue to move the conversation forward. Okay, I will do my best to do the same here. I appreciate if you do the same. So, but keep bringing it, whether you disagree or not. Again, forces me, motivates me to think. Try to look at it through your eyes too. You can't just look at it through my eyes. It's got to be both. It's got to be both. Okay, I'm not always right. Okay, and I don't need you to agree with me all the time. And make sure you subscribe to the Strike Zone. Please do, gang. If you haven't subscribed yet, we want to get my man and feet to 1,000 subs by the end of the summer. I want to try to get that 1,000 subscriber threshold. We're on our way. We're on our way. There it is. Here's the link. That'll take you right to this channel. If you haven't subbed yet, please do. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. We always try to get to 100 likes. So, well, again, Adam, lineups are horrible. What would make it a better lineup with what we have here? The guys that we need in the lineup are hurt. So remember when the guys were when everybody was healthy, he had consistent lineups, and those lineups were rocking. Now that they're not healthy, he doesn't have the ability to do that. You know what I mean? So that it's important to keep that in mind, at the very least, in my opinion. But you're not required to. But I understand what you're saying about Boone not being the answer. Well, this is a great point too. Yeah, better we get kicked in the balls now than October. Amen. 100%, 200%. I'd rather get dick punched right now. Yeah, honestly, I'll take it now instead of October. Let's iron our issues out now. Let's try to get better and fortify where we can fortify them, and be ready for the teams that we're going to face in the playoffs. That's the best we can do right now. And we'll do our part as fans. We'll do our part on Adam here before we leave. What's this? Volpe, Soto, Judge, Rice, Verdugo, Oswaldo, Trevino, Gleyber, DJ.
So
I would swap Trevino with Wells.
I would swap Trevino with Wells, and this is just my personal opinion. I would swap Verdugo with Rice. I know Rice has been playing well. I'm not ready to put him at that number 4 spot yet. But if he continues to show consistency, sign me up.
Yeah, those guys at 4 and 5. I'm happy with 1 through 5.
Yeah, and listen, if Rice is 4, fine. But I'm not gonna say this team is no. If he's 4, he's 4. I'm cool, but I'd rather put Verdugo at 4 and Rice at 5. But he's got to be moved up in the lineup, I think. And then
can't have an 8th game, bro.
Yeah, and again, I understand why he was in the lineup where he was for tonight, because you needed some production at the bottom of the lineup, because the bottom of the lineup has not been great lately.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, and at this point, and once you get Stanton back, things will change. I mean, if you get Dominguez back, and things will change, right? So, and the lineup will evolve. But when the lineup is healthy, Boone is putting out good lineups. But we need the lineup to be healthy to do that.
Yeah.
And that's, he can't do anything. He's hamstrung too if they're not healthy. So, and if the guys on the bench are also hurt, we're being replaced with like Jahmai Jones. I like Jahmai Jones, but we're not what we need right now.
He's not a difference maker.
No.
Yeah.
John Birdie is a better player. I want Birdie there. Right? So, and I like Oswaldo at a bench. I mean, and I think DJ should be on the bench too. So, and this is where they'll make some moves.
Yeah, this is where I would swap DJ. Shoot, I'd rather at this point, with who the Yankees have currently right now, you're better off putting in JD Davis in there than DJ. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the rest of that lineup though. Volpe, Soto, Judge, and
me too.
I would personally go Volpe, Soto, Judge, Verdugo, Rice. Then Oswaldo at 6, Trevino at 7, or Austin Wells. Yeah, Gleyber absolutely needs to be at the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah, and DJ 9. That's probably the right order right there, Javi. I'd say it's probably the right order. What would it take for Adley Rush? They're not.
There is no way they're trading Adley Rutschman, and if they want, we wouldn't even be, the Yankees wouldn't even be able to meet their demand. Are you kidding?
Dominguez.
There's no way, man.
Jones.
Yeah.
Chase Hampton, Henry Lane. You're probably gonna give up 1 through 5.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta give up. Yeah, you definitely have to give up. It's not just minor league players. You gotta give up some of your starters too. And besides, it's like the Orioles have they got a better farm system than the Yankees do. They're ranked higher, they got the best farm system. So what could we possibly offer them? Blame Nixon. I hear you. I like Adley Rutschman. Trust me. But
I am too. But that's what's going to cost.
Yeah.
That's the price. And
there's no way Cashman is going to be able to pull that one. He's not going to.
No, exactly. And C. Morales even losing. Yeah, we love the Yankees. That's why I enjoy them whether they win or lose. find something good every day. Find some type of silver lining, even on a crappy day. Something good to point out. And maybe that's just the optimist in me, or the delusional fan in me, but that's me. It is what it is. Right, Daniel Berry? What's good, brother? But
Daniel Berry.
yeah, but we'll leave you here with this, folks. So go have a great night. Thank you so much for coming on, spending some time with us. NFE is always a pleasure. Love having you on too, brother.
Thanks for having me, and
Thank you
thanks
for
to everybody in the chat. You guys are and gals are all
Thank
awesome.
you for keeping the place zen too with me. So that's
always.
important. That's really, really important. And well, the last thing with Ken here. Adam, was a pleasure. What's Ken saying? The two-time batting champion, he hasn't accused. Caused him to forget how to hit. Bad slows having it. Yeah, I mean his physical. I agree. His hand-eye coordination is not. He's just physically slower.
I think the injuries have plagued him, man. Unfortunately, it's the injuries. He had that hip injury a couple of seasons ago, and that freaking foot, man. It's been a nightmare. That guy he does not have.
And he's 36. If he was 24, he'd probably recover faster.
Yeah,
bounce back quicker. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate. Buckeye, always a pleasure too, man. We love you. We love you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Buckeye.
Appreciate all of you. Have a great night, everybody. Really, peace and love to all of you. And again, tomorrow's another day. Got the Blue Jays up next. Let's go to Toronto and raise some hell. Good night, everybody. Peace.